In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. Our today's topic is about electrolysis and its related issues. And we will discuss about the electrolysis process, factors affecting electrolysis process, Faraday's laws of electrolysis, and these are two laws, Faraday's first law of electrolysis and Faraday's second law of electrolysis. And then we will discuss about some applications of electrolysis. We have talked about electrolysis before this lecture as well. Electrolysis is a process in which electricity is used to break up. Lysis means breaking up of to break up an electrolyte. Either it is from an electrolytic solution or from a molten electrolyte. We would use electricity or electric current or electric energy to convert to decompose an electrolyte into its positive part and negative part by this process. Electrical energy is required to take out the reaction should be equal to Gibbs free energy plus the losses which take place at the system. The total energy should be greater than that of this Gibbs free energy plus losses. And the losses can arbitrarily be taken to be equal to zero. So the thermodynamic efficiency of the process will comes out to be equal to enthalpy change during the chemical reaction divided by the total free energy change. If we take the enthalpy change divided by total free energy change of a chemical reaction, we would get the efficiency of this reaction. And if electrical energy which you are going to provide is larger than that of the enthalpy change of that reaction, the excessive amount of energy will appear in the form of the heat. Redox reactions take place in electrolytic cell. There are two electrodes. One of the electrode is positively charged, second one electrode is negatively charged. Definitely a positively charged electrode would attract the anions, negatively charged ions, and negatively charged electrode would attract the positively charged ion. Negatively charged electrode which attracts the positively charged ion would give the electrons to positively charged ion and make the reduction process there, while the positively charged ion would attract the anions and it would take the electrons from the anions, and oxidation would take place at anode at this electrode which is negatively charged. The role of the battery here is that of the electron pump. It takes out the electron from anode from the anions and will deliver the same number of electron at the cathode to the cations for the reduction process. For example, we have an XY electrolyte in the solution. We make the electrolysis of this XY. X is positively charged cation. It would take electron at cathode, reduction take place and it would be converted into X neutral product. Similarly, at anode, Y negatively charged ion will give electron at anode. Its oxidation would take place and we would get the product Y here at the anode. So an electrolyte is divided into its component during the electrolysis process. This is explained here in this diagram. A negatively charged electrode called as cathode would attract the cations from the solution and would make the reduction of these cations. The reduction would take place here at cathode. At anode, negatively charged ion will gather and these negatively charged ions are oxidized. They would give the electron to the anode. These electrons are pumped by the battery. Battery would take these electrons from the anode and will pump these electrons to the cathode. So these electrons from the cathode are taken by the positively charged ion. In this way, an oxidation and reduction reaction at the respective electrodes would cause the ions, both ions, to neutralize at their respective electrodes, and these ions are electrolyte is split into its components. There are some factors which would affect the electrolysis process. Overpotential means that a greater amount of potential is always required to carry out the electrolysis process than that of the expected value. The amount of voltage or amount of the potential which is required to separate the component is not only required, but the losses take place at the cell may also be required. So a little more potential will be provided by the battery to carry out the reaction. There are two types of the electrodes. There are some electrodes at which the reaction take place and they do not take part in the reaction. These are called as inert electrodes. For example, we have talked about SHE, standard hydrogen electrode, and here we have used platinum electrode. Platinum does not take part in the reaction, but the reduction or oxidation of hydrogen take place at that electrode. So platinum electrode will be an inert electrode. Active electrode are the electrode which itself take part in the chemical reaction, and it half cell reaction is due to this electrode. That one will be called as active electrode. Simultaneous electrode reaction. If two or more than two half reactions are possible there in the solution, for example, two type of cations are there and both want to be reduced at the cathode, then the most appropriate cation will be considered to be reduced there at the cathode. Means if two competitive reactions are taking place, then we would take that half one reaction or that half reaction of the cell which take place in a best way. The state of reactants are in non-standard. If the reactants are in standard states, their half cell potentials may be considered to carry out the reaction, and voltage will be determined by those half cell reaction. But if these are not in standard state, then the voltage may differ, the half cell potential difference may be different, because that one state would have the some amount of energy involved, and to carry that material to the standard state, some amount of energy will be required. In this case, the solution of the anode half cell must have a pH less than or greater than that of the 4. Then you would not take the pH of the cell at the standard value of 4, but the pH will also be changed for this type of reactants which are not in standard state. These are the four factors which would affect the electrolysis process. Faraday's first law of electrolysis. It's a very simple law. It says that the amount of energy collected, amount of substance collected at any electrode by the electrolysis process will be directly proportional to the quantity of the electric current passed through that electrode. The quantity of elements separated will be directly proportional to the electric current passing through the electrolyte solution or molten electrolyte. If the mass deposited is taken by small m, q is the electricity, amount of electricity, the electrical energy which is taken in coulomb, and z is the proportionality constant here. M is directly proportional to q, m is equal to z, z is working as a proportionality constant here, and because q charge is equal to I cross T, I is the value of current in amperes, then this formula will become equal to Z into I into T. Here M is the amount of substance deposited, Q is the amount of electricity in coulomb, I is the current in ampere, T is the time in second, and Z is called as a electrochemical equivalent of that substance. What is electrochemical equivalent? If we take Q is equal to 1, then Z would become equal to M. So Z is the mass deposited at any electrode by passing 1 coulomb of charge through that electrolyte solution. Faraday's law of electrolysis. Second law. What is second law? The electricity, if same amount of electricity is passed through the solutions which are connected in series, then the amount of each ion collected at its respective electrode will be directly proportional to its gram chemical equivalent or equivalent weight. On passing 1 Faraday of charge through electrolyte solution, 1 gram equivalent of each electrolyte will be deposited on each electrode. Means if we pass 1 Faraday of charge from these electrolytes, each electrolyte 1 gram equivalent of each electrolyte will be gathered at their respective electrode. What is this gram equivalent or equivalent weight? Equivalent weight is actually the molar weight divided by the oxidation number. For example, if you take calcium, molar weight of the calcium is 40 and its oxidation number is 2. So 40 divided by 2 will be equal to 20. 20 will be called as gram equivalent weight of calcium. Similarly for aluminium, divide 27 by 3 because its oxidation number is 3. It will be 9. 9 will be the gram chemical equivalent of aluminium. And 1 Faraday is the charge on 1 mole of electron. When 1 mole of electrons are passed through the solution, their total charge will become equal to 1 Faraday, and it is equal to 96,485 coulomb. For example, if we have calcium, sodium and aluminium ion solutions here, and we pass 1 Faraday of charge from these cells which are connected in series, what would happen? 23 gram of sodium, 20 gram of calcium and 9 gram of aluminium, which are equal to their respective gram equivalent weights, will be deposited there at the cathodes in these cells. Applications of electrolysis. Electrorefining. In the presence of current, we refine different metals. For example, the purification of copper is done. Highly purified copper is required for the applications for electrical, where more electrical conductivity is required. For example, for the winding of motors of fans, etc. A pure copper is required. 99.9% pure copper is required. This refining of copper is done by electrorefining. Impure copper is made as anode. Impure copper is made cathode. The copper dissolves into the solution in the form of copper plus 2 ion from the anode, and they will be deposited at the cathode. So pure copper will be deposited at the cathode and the impurities will remain behind. Electrosynthesis. In the presence of electric current, we synthesize many materials. For example, manganese dioxide is prepared by electrosynthesis process. Actually, we make the electrosynthesis of manganese sulfate in H2SO4. We would take the solution of manganese sulfate and H2SO4. At anode, manganese plus 2 is oxidized to manganese plus 4, and at cathode, hydrogen is reduced from H positive to H2. This overall reaction take place. Manganese plus 2 in water will be converted into MnO2. MnO2 is oxidized at anode, and hydrogen will be reduced to hydrogen gas, H positive to hydrogen gas at the cathode. Chloroalkali processes. These are the processes of electrolysis of seawater where chlorine and alkalis like that of sodium hydroxide are produced. This process is done in three different ways, and in all these methods, electricity is used. It is membrane cell process, diaphragm cell process, and mercury cell process. Electrometallurgy. Many metals are obtained from their minerals or ores by the process of electrometallurgy. For example, aluminium from its ore, which is called as bauxite, sodium from its salt, calcium, magnesium, potassium, copper, etc. These are separated from their salts, from their minerals by the process of electrolysis. It will be called as electrometallurgy. In manufacturing process are of two types: electroplating, where one metal is deposited on the surface of the other metal. This is done for decorative purposes, for care purposes, and for vehicle bodies, and nickel coins, etc. are prepared by this process. Second one is electrochemical machining, etc. Machining is the process in which the surface of the materials are made smooth. For example, electrolytic cathode is used as a shape tool for removing materials for the anodic oxidations from the workpiece. Electrochemical machining is often used as a technique for deburring. Deburring means usually in the process of synthesis, some materials in the form of rough materials remain on the surface of those fine materials. Then the process of electrochemical machining is used, which would oxidize the upper one material to make the surface smooth. Etching metal surfaces like tools and knives, etc., with the logos or permanent marks is done by this process as well. Synthesis from CO2. CO2, which is the exhaust of many fuels combustion, is removed by electrolytic conversion method. The carbon dioxide is converted into many valuable chemicals like methane, ethylene, ethane, etc. Electrolysis of carbon dioxide gives formate or carbon monoxide, but sometimes more elaborate organic compounds such as ethylene, etc., can also be prepared by this method. This technology is under research as a carbon neutral route to organic compound. Carbon dioxide is used for the preparation of many organic compounds, and this technology is under research. Perhaps it will be used for the preparation of many organic compounds in the future. Electrocrystallization, a specialized application of electrolysis, is the growth of conductive crystals on one of the electrodes by the oxidation process or by the reduction process, and it is done in situ according to the situation. The technique has been used to obtain single crystals of low dimensional electrical conductors. This technique is used to grow the crystals either by the reduction process or by the oxidation process at the respective electrode, such as charge transfer, salts, and linear chain compounds are prepared by this one method. There are some questions which all the students must be able to answer after learning this lecture. Thank you, students. Allah Hafiz.